do we call this in training? We have a fancy two-word phrase for it. We call it needs analysis. Needs analysis. What it really is what is your background? When you are doing on-the-job training, it is so personal. You're building a relationship. A job aid is a recipe. It's a bulletized list, a to-do, a chronological order that explains how the task should be done. The problem with job aids, and why most of us don't have them in various jobs that require OJT, is they constantly need amendment. Right? Something changes. The equipment changes, the software changes, the space changes, the room changes. A job aid becomes as quickly out of date as a job description. We have the same problem with our job descriptions, don't we? We look at them and go, oh my God, that's not, oh, we don't do any of that, you know? It's frustrating, but one of the great things about technology is that now we can edit these things so much easier than we could 10 and 20 years ago. So let's go to step 2, which is the demonstration. Now, typically, people who have not been trained in OJT skip step 1 completely and go right to step 2. Oh, yeah, let me show you how to do this. Right? So we want to make sure that we train people to do step 1 first. Then we get to the demonstration. Now, before we demonstrate, we explain the complete task. Because we know we have auditory learners, kinesthetic learners, right? You're taking classes in that, right? All right? So we want to first use the auditory. We want to first explain the task. Then we demonstrate the task at normal speed. You'll see why in a minute, okay? Then we're sure that the trainee can see and hear us. How many times have you had somebody, particularly when they're doing computer training, OJT, stand right in front of the computer like this, and you can't see a thing? That doesn't help. If I can't see it, you know, sometimes I think it's a power play. You know, like we have in my office we have these 2 cords for the Roadrunner, and lots of times the Roadrunner just dies. I don't know why. He gets exhausted, he needs a break, he needs Jack Daniels, I don't know. But, you know, my husband will come in and troubleshoot, and he'll, like, hide what he's doing. I said, would you let me see what you're doing so I can do it when you're not here, you know? It's like he wants to, you know. We have to be able to see and hear. Be aware of that. Just like you do in your classes. You say, can you hear me? Can you see me? You do the same thing in OJT. So then we get to step 3, which is practice. The trainee practices while the trainer provides coaching. So at this point, you're still talking to them and giving them some informational and encouraging coaching. Then the trainer provides corrective and positive reinforcement. Okay? Now, by this time, you've established a great communication climate with this person. So even if they're totally mucking it up, you know, you can feel comfortable explaining that, no, that's not the right way. Okay? The trainee then practices again, but this time without you saying, this for me is the hardest step. You button the mouth. Why is it important to button the mouth? Even if they're doing something wrong, unless it's going to harm a patient or themselves.
They'll learn from their mistakes.
Yes. They have got to this is part of the responsibility piece. They have got to be able to start to troubleshoot their mistakes, because you're not going to always be there. This is the hard part for me, is to keep my mouth shut. You would have never guessed. And be quiet. The trainer answers questions as needed, so you want to encourage the trainee at that point to have the autonomy to ask the right questions. The trainer has as much time, the trainee has as much time as needed to practice. That you got to let them know. That, you know, there's practice sessions now, we'll have practice sessions tomorrow, whatever. All the follow-up that Casey was talking about, that it's going to be there.